Thank you for confirming, students. Thank you for confirming. So, before proceeding further, let's take a quick recap of what we have discussed yesterday. Let's take a quick recap. So, in the day one, we introduced you with the Python, that what actually the Python is, and in this, I have shown you that it is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language. After that, we discussed about the kinds of application we can develop by using Python. After this, we discussed about that we can go ahead with the website development, artificial intelligence. We can develop the gaming applications, web scraping, audio and video based applications like YouTube, data visualizations, then CAD and CAM application, numerical and complex mathematical operations, software development, data analysis and data analytics, automation industry for testing, education programs, and etc. So all these are using Python. All users using Python. Then we started discussing about the history of Python, in which we have discussed that it was conceived in the year 1980, right? And it was implemented in year 1989. Implemented in the year 1989. Officially released to the industry in the year 1991, February 20. It was developed by Guido van Rossum, who is the father of Python programming language and was developed at Centrum Wiskunde Informatica, CWI in Netherlands. Then ABC programming language is the predecessor of the Python programming language. It is managed and maintained by a non-commercial organization, that is Python Software Foundation, PSF. And official website of Python software is www.python.org. Right? And we discussed about what is the downloading process of Python. What is the downloading process of Python? After that, we discussed that versions of numerical identifications. What are the versions of the Python? So versions are what? They are the numerical identifications. So 1, 2, 3. 3 versions are released till now, in which one is the major version and .x, .1, .2, .3 till 7 are the minor versions which are outdated nowadays. Some MNCs are still using 2.x, 2.1, 2.2, 2.7. So it is not yet outdated. 3.x, in which 3 is the major version. 3 is the major version and .12. .12 is a latest minor version. Now, if we go ahead and discuss, we recommend you to download 3.12.1, which is the latest version of Python programming language from www.python.org. You can freely download this from the Python Software Foundation's website, www.python.org. Then we started discussing about the features of Python, but before that, we need to know what are the features. Features, what do we understand by the features? Features is nothing but the service or facilities provided by the language developers in the language, and such features are used by the programmers for developing the real-time applications. Python programming has 11 features, like it's simple, freeware and open source, platform independent, dynamically typed programming language, interpreted programming language, high level programming language, robust, extensible, embedded, both functional and object-oriented programming language. It also supports the third-party APIs, such as NumPy and Pandas. Now, Python programming language, before the features, we need to understand that it is inspired from the 4 different programming languages. One is that it has learned functional programming from C language, object-oriented programming from C++, modular programming language from Modulo 3, and scripting programming language from Perl. Now we'll start with the feature. First feature is simple. Why it is called as a simple? Because of its 3 technical factors. What are those? That it provides the rich set of APIs. APIs are what? Are the libraries. So what we can reuse the predefined code without writing our own code. Because of its rich set of APIs, we can reuse the predefined code. We need not to write our own code. So applications are easy to develop. Now, definition of API. API is, we know that application programming interface. This is a full form of API. Now, if we talk about an API, it is a collection of modules. API is what? Is a collection of module, and module is a collection of functions, variables, and classes. I told you the examples also and shown you practically the example. Right? Now, second factor we were discussing about is because of its garbage collector facility. So whenever we develop the Python program, what does the garbage collector do? It removes the unused memory space and improves the performance of Python-based applications. So garbage collector takes care about the automatic memory management. Now, Python programming provides user-friendly syntaxes so that Python programmers can develop error-free programs in limited span of time. Second factor is platform independent language. Second feature is, what do we understand by platform independent? Platform independent means everything we store is stored in the form of objects, and we can store the unlimited amount of data, and it remains same on all the OSs. So Java oriented is a size restricted, where Python objects contains the unlimited size and unlimited values. So Python stores everything in the form of objects. Now, third feature is freeware and open source. Freeware, why it is freeware? Because it can be freely downloaded from its official website. Open source, standard name of Python is CPython. CPython. Some of the company vendors, what do they do? They customize the CPython according to their in-house tools, according to the company's in-house tools. So such types of customized versions are called distributions of Python. Like we have JPython or Jython, which is used for running the Java-based applications. IronPython or IPython used for running C#.NET applications. MicroPython used to develop microcontrollers. RubyPython used to run Ruby-based applications, and Anaconda Python used to run Hadoop applications. Hadoop means big applications, big data applications. So we have lot many. Dynamically typed language. I've told you that we have 2 different type of languages. One is static type, second is dynamically typed. In the static type, we need to define a variable. We need to define a variable like int ABC variable. If we'll not define it, we'll get the error. We will get the compile time error. But in static type or in dynamically typed, we need not to define it. I have shown you with the example also. Like A is equal to A10. If I write print 8 and type of A, we'll get that it is an integer type. So we need not to specify the data of the variable according to the only the Python execution environment based values assigned by programming. So all the values in the programs in the programming language is stored in the form of objects. So is this clear till here? Students, is this clear till here? Whatever this is This is what we discussed till now. Shall we proceed further? Any questions you can ask me? Any questions you have, you can ask me. No questions. So let's proceed further. Let's proceed further. Now, if we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead with the day 2. Let's go ahead with the day 2. Yes. This is a day 2 of Python batch 274. 274. Right? Now, features of Python continued. Features of Python continued. Now, this is an interpreted programming language. Interpreted programming language means whenever we develop any Python program, we need to save the file with extension that is .py. Means file name .py. Like sum.py, multiplication.py, anything, banking.py, anything. Okay, students.py. So whenever we develop any Python program, we need to give the file name with an extension that is py, so that it should be understood that this is a Python program. So whenever we execute the Python program, two processes takes place internally. You need to remember internally, two processes takes place. What is that? Compilation process and execution process. Now, what happens is in the compilation process, let me show you first. Let me show you first. What happens in the compilation process? In the compilation process, the Python source code, whatever we save, the Python source code submit to the Python compiler and it reads the source code, check for the errors by verifying syntaxes, and if no error found, then Python compilation converts it into the intermediate code with the bytecode with an extension .pyc. Now, if error found the source code, then the error will be displayed on the console. In execution process, the PVM reads the Python intermediate code line by line and convert it into the machine understandable code that is a executable or binary code and reads by the OSS and processor and gives result. Let me show you with the help of diagram. Now, this is a profile we have saved, sum.py. Now, the compilation process takes place. This is the source code. The Python compiler read the source code line by line. It reads the source code. So whatever program is written in this, it reads it line by line and checks for the error. If it finds the error here only, if it finds the error here only, then it will be displayed on the console. If no error will be found, if no error will be found, it will convert it into the intermediate code that is bytecode. This is an internal process that is sum.pyc. It will not, see, we will not be able to know about it. We will not be able to know about it because this is an internal process. Then what happens is after converting into the intermediate code, the PVM executions takes place. PVM, what the PVM do? PVM reads it line by line. PVM reads it line by line, the bytecode, and convert it into the machine understandable format that is binary code, right? Which is read by the OSS and gives the result on the console. Now let's go back. Let's go back. So in Python program, compilation process and execution process takes place line by line conversion, and it is one of the interpretation based programming language. Now we discussed about the PVM. What is PVM? PVM is what? It is one of the PVM's full form is Python Virtual Machine. It is one of the program in Python software whose role is to read line by line of bytecode and convert it into the machine understandable code, executable or binary code. Is this clear, students? This is very important. Is this clear to you? Is this clear to you guys? That how this takes place, how the compilation process and execution process takes place. Is this clear to you? Any questions till now? It's clear. It's clear, right? If you want to ask any question, you can raise your hand right now regarding this. No question. Good. Let's proceed further. Let's proceed further. Now, it is a high-level programming language. In general, we have two types of programming language. One is low-level programming language, and second is high-level programming language. Now, what do we understand by the low-level programming language? Low-level programming language is a language in which it represents the lower level data like binary, octal, and hexadecimal. This type of data is not understandable by the programmer and the end user. Like, if I write anything like 0B 11111, we know that binary numbers has 1 and 0. It has written 0B 111111000, all this thing. Will you be able to understand what actually this is? Will the end user understand what actually this is? This is a binary data. If we talk about octal data, 0023, this is an octal data. If we write the hexadecimal data, this will not be understandable by the end user or the programmer. But if we talk about the Python programming language, and if we'll write something in the binary format, in the octal data format, or in the hexadecimal format, it will automatically convert it into the decimal number system data. Decimal number system data is what? Which is understandable by, which we use in our daily basis, which is understandable by the programmer and the end user. And Python is one of the high-level programming language. Let me show you with example. Now, let's see. I am writing A is equal to 0B. 0B. Please remember, we need to write 0B. 11111 00000 1111 000 1110. Now print A. See, this is what? This is a decimal number system which is understandable by the end user. So the binary format of 2,32,590 is, it's 20,32,590 is 1111100000, and this is what the binary format of 20,32,590. Now, if I write B is equal to, now let's take the octal. So I'll use 0023 or 25. Now print B. See, this is a decimal number system and this is the octal number system. Now, if I take hexadecimal like 0x, C is equal to, we need to mention the variable 0x FACE. Now print C. This is 64206. So why is this programming language is a high level programming language? Because it converts the low level programming language to the to the decimal number system, which is understandable by the end user. Is this clear? Is this clear? Now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Now we'll discuss about it. It is a robust programming language. Robust. Why it is robust? Python is one of the robust programming language because of its exception handling. Now, what is exception? Exception handling. It seems to be a very heavy word, but what should we understand by the exception? Exceptions are the runtime errors. Runtime errors of the program are called exceptions. So whenever we run the program and we'll get the error, that is called exceptions. So exceptions by default generates the technical error messages. Now, what do we understand by exception handling? Converting the technical error messages. See, technical error message will be understandable by the programmer only, but it should be understandable by the end user also. So, converting those technical error messages into user-friendly error messages is called exception handling. So, that is why, because of its exception handling, Python programs use the exception handling, and that is why it is robust. It is a strong language. Let's go ahead. Extensible. Now, why the Python program is extensible? Because it is giving its programming facilities to the other languages also, like C++. I have shown you earlier also, yesterday also I've told you that to run the Java-based applications, they are using Jython or JPython. So it is giving its programming facilities to the other programming language also, like C++, which means Python code can also be written in C++ also. So it is one of the extensible programming language. Now next is embedded. Python programming can call other languages coding segment for Python for fastest execution. What does it do? It can call the other languages coding segments also for its fastest execution. Example, Python code can call the C programming language to make it for fastest execution. Now let's go ahead. Extensive support of third-party APIs. As the Python has its own libraries also, rich set of APIs, but still although it can do lot many tasks, but still it is unable to perform the complex operation. So in order to solve those complex operation, use it can use the third-party APIs like NumPy and Pandas. What is why the NumPy is used for? NumPy is used for numerical calculations, and Pandas works as an analysis tool. Matplotlib for data visualization. SciPy, Scikit. So this is all about features. Any question regarding any features, you can ask me. Any, any question regarding any feature, you can ask me, students. Is it okay? Is it okay? Shall we proceed further? Yes, shall we proceed? Okay, good. So features are understood by everyone. Let's go ahead and understand the identifiers and literals. Now, what do we understand by literals? Literals are nothing but the values passing to the Python program. So what are literals? Literals are the values which are passing to the Python program. Programmatically, whenever we write any Python program, it must either inputs or such as called it must enter inputs, and such inputs are called literals or values. Of course, whenever we write any program, we need to make the inputs, and such inputs, if we are making in Python program, that is called the literals or values. So all type of values are called literals. In Python programming, we have 5 types of literals. One is an integer literal. Second is a floating point literal. Third is str literals. Fourth is Boolean. And fifth is collection literals. Now, what do we understand by identifiers or variables? So, whenever we make any input or literal, they are stored in the main memory by allocating sufficient amount of memory space with the help of data type. In order to process the data which was stored in the main memory as a programmer, we must use some distinct name. Yeah, which makes us to identify the values stored in the memory space. Hence, these names are called identifiers. And the values of identifiers are changing or verifying during program executions. Hence, identifiers are also called variables. So, all types of inputs or literals must be stored in the form of variables. All type of variables are called objects. Now, let me show you. See, I have written A is equal to 10. So A is what? A is what here? It is a variable or identifier. Okay, whatever value will store in it, whatever value will store in it will be stored in the form of identifier. Print A. So we just need to enter A and we'll get the output. So whatever input we'll store in the form of variable will store in the main memory and we'll get the output whenever we'll enter it. All the values are stored in the main memories and they are called by the name of identifiers. Is this clear? So, and all types of variables are called objects. Clear to you guys? No answer. Good. Let's go ahead. Now, definition of variable. A variable is an identifier whose values can be changed during execution of the time, at the time of program. So earlier I have written A is equal to 0, B, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. After that, I have written A is equal to 10. So its value can be changed during the execution of the program, right? Now, rules of using, there are some rules which we need to know about while using the identifiers or variables. Please remember that variables in the Python program should be the combination of alphabets, digits, and a special symbol underscore only. Variable name can be a combination of alphabets, digits, and special symbol, which is underscore only. The first letter of variable must start with an alphabet or underscore. Start with an alphabet or underscore. Like, let me show you. Like, if I'll write A is equal to 10. It's clear. Now, if I write underscore A is equal to 10, it's also accepted. If I write 1A is equal to 10, it's not accepted. Syntax error. Syntax error. So it should be either be started should be with the alphabet or with the underscore. If I write A, if I write underscore, sorry, underscore A1 is equal to 10, it is accepted. It is accepted. So let me show you. If I write salary is equal to 52.33, it is accepted. If I write underscore salary is equal to, sorry, underscore salary is equal to 52.33, it is accepted. Now, if I write 552 underscore sal, it is not accepted. It is not acceptable. Like if I write 52 underscore sal is equal to 25.33, it is not accepted. Is this clear? So whenever we write it, in spite of this, if I'll use any other symbol like hash salary is equal to 25. Now, if I'll check print sal, it is 52.3. It has taken 52.33, not hash, because hash is used for commenting purpose. It will not be considered. But if I'll use any other symbol, sal is equal to 25. This is invalid. This is invalid. Dollar sal is equal to 25. It's invalid. Now, whenever we'll print sal, it will give 52.33. Is this clear? Is this clear, students? So we need to remember that if I'll write like this, if I write the number, that will be invalid. So it should be start with either with underscore or with alphabet. Clear? Let's go ahead. This is one of the rule. Now let's go ahead. No special symbols are allowed. No special symbols are allowed. Like hash is used for commenting purpose. I have shown you. Now, if I write sal is equal to 45, this is valid. Employee underscore sal, employee space sal. Space should be considered as a special symbol. Space should be considered as a special symbol. Let me show you one more time. Let me show you one more time. If I write sal is equal to 52.33, this was the salary. If I write employee sal, employee space, sorry, space sal is equal to 33, it is invalid. It is invalid because space should be considered as a special symbol. Now, if I write employee, if I write sal hash employee, sal hash employee is equal to 33. No, it is not accepted because this is considered for commenting purpose. So salary is 52.33 only. Is this clear? Is this clear? Now, if I'll write total salary of an employee, see, of an, no special symbol is there, employee is equal to 523.55. It is acceptable. It is acceptable, but it is not recommended. So what we should recommend is total underscore sal underscore employee is equal to 523.55. This is acceptable also and understandable also. Is this clear, students? Is this clear? Is this clear? Any questions? Any questions till now? Yes. Good. Now, no keywords to be used as a variable name. Keywords are reserved in programming language and they have the specific meaning. Like if I'll use else is equal to 45, this is invalid because else is a keyword. If I'll write else 1 is equal to 56, it will be accepted because it is else 1. We cannot use if and else. If I'll write if is equal to 45, it is invalid because if is a keyword. If I write underscore if, it is valid. Integer is equal to 67, it is valid. Integer is equal to, because all class names are not keywords. Because all class names are not keywords. So keywords are else and if. Else and if. Right? Let's go ahead. Now, all variable names are case sensitive. All variable names are case sensitive. Let me show you. Let me show you how. If I write age is equal to 25, it is acceptable. Now, if I write age is equal to 52, it is acceptable. If I write age is equal to 66, acceptable. Now, I'm writing age GE is equal to 89, acceptable. Now, AGE 12 is equal to 12, it is acceptable. Now, if I write print age, comma, age, comma, age, comma, AGE, comma, AG. Now, in this case, I get the output. So, these are case sensitive. These are case sensitive. Now, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. No. No. It is always recommend. See, I've shown you this. Total salary of an employee, valid but not recommended. So we can write like this. This is valid also and this is recommended also. This is valid also and recommended also. Clear? So next sessions will be on data science in Python. Data science in Python. If you have any queries, you can ask me right now regarding the features, regarding the literals and identifiers. Anything you want to ask me, you can ask me. Now it's your turn. It's your time. Please ask me the questions, whatever you want to ask. Do you have any questions, students? Do you have any questions? Please raise your hands. Please raise your hands, students, if you have any questions. No questions. No questions. Yes, Manish, what does that mean? You want to ask me the question or no question? Or no question? Okay, no questions to anyone. So shall we wind up the shall we wind up the session? Shall we wind up the session? You have understood identifiers and literals, and we are done with the features also. Rest will proceed tomorrow. Rest will proceed tomorrow. Right? Till then, please take care of yourself, keep practicing, and have a nice day. Goodbye.